Hello everyone. Today, I will present to you my novel project analysis presentations about one of the most read and world most popular books named The Graves of Graff. The Graves of Graff is an American realist novel written by Californian extraordinaire John Steinbeck and published in 1939. The book is the winner of the National Book Award and the Pulitzer for Fiction, and it is also responsible for John Steinbeck winning the Nobel Prize in 1962. The book concentrates on the Joes, a poor three-generational Oklahoman family living during the harsh period of the Great Depression. The family is forced to move to California due to the terrible conditions of the Dust Bowl. Heading out west to California, the family hoping for a brighter future. However, they face extreme poverty and mortals. One of the themes that is discussed thoroughly and frequently throughout the book is dehumanizations. Despite the awful and brutal conditions of the Dust Bowl, the most challenging and imperious attack over the Joes has never been nature, but the vicious, absurd, and of getting wealthier of the rich, which are the landowners or capitalists. In the first Hooverly, the Joes come. Ockies who are seeking for food and jobs are recruited by an exploitative contractor. They become workers and have to do rolling tasks under poor and dangerous conditions during long hours but with low payment. Moreover, they have no voices or rights as a junior worker, thus were treated like if they are not human, that they can be accused falsely of theft like Floyd and Tom and get jailed whenever they try to protest. Secondly, John Steinbeck vividly described the dehumanizations of bank and industrial farm owners, which keep expanding and growing on the expense of the farmers and workers' lives. Bankers and landowners try to stop and steal away every benefit belonging to the farmer or worker from wages to working conditions in order to increase their profit. Some are so inhuman that they ravage most of the fine crops in order to keep the supply low and boost the price high, while many other minor groups are dying from poverty and hunger. Besides, from the dehumanizations, the book also includes smaller themes and messages, such as the effect of selfishness is one of the reasons leading to the Joes' sufferings, teaching us to be more generous, open, and care for others. Moreover, the message of dignity of Graff is also significant because it tells us that in some circumstances in life, we have to be tough, resistant, and angry to refuse to be broken. Directly cited from the book, a description of Tom Joad. He was not over 30. His eyes were very dark brown and there was a hint of brown pigment in his eyeball. His cheekbone was high and wide, and strong deep line cut down his cheek, in curve beside his mouth. His upper lip was long and seeing his teeth protrude. The lips stretched to cover them, for his man kept his mouth closed. Serving 4 years in prison, Tom Joad is taught to live only with the present instead of dreaming about the future. He devotes all of his strength and time to the present moment, helping himself and his family in such a difficult period. Other than that, the future or any illusions of a decent living does not bother him. Besides, Tom is stoic, principled, and he wholly disgusts with injustices. The retaliations of Tim Casey murder by killing the poor policeman is one of an excellent example of what Tom Joad would do with injustices. However, Tom's flaw, which led to many of his suffering, is his wrath and anger that he gets beaten and jailed for acting defiantly and sometimes out of control. But through transformations, his wrath and anger become one of his powerful skills to be decisive in protecting himself and his family from enemies and hardships. Directly cited from the book are descriptions of Ma Joad. Ma was heavy, but not fat, thick with childbearing and work, strong, broad, bare feet, moved quickly and definitely on the floor. Her full face was not soft, it was controlled kindly. Ma Joad is determined and a loving woman, and ferociously dedicated Maron of the family. So, she is the core strength of the family, caring for other members and guiding the family through the bleak circumstances. She may demonstrate this faculty best during the family's crossing of the Californian desert. Here, Ma suffers privately with the knowledge of that grandma is dead, riding silently alongside her corpse, and that the family can complete its treacherous journey. Her greatest skills are her resistance and caring that keep the family together and definitely confronting with colossal obstacles. The exposition of the story is when Tom Jones is paroled from prison for good behavior. He comes back and finds family's farm ravaged, and his family and him must move to his Uncle John's house after the bank took the land. After that, the whole family decided to move to Jan Joaquin Valley, where the government promised a future for displaced farmers. At this part, the audience get to know about the setting, the basic physical and personal traits of the character. The rising actions of the story is the imperious journey from their hometown to California. On the way there, they have heard about there are not enough jobs, but they kept continue, and before reaching, their family lost its member, in which the grandpa and grandma dies, while Noah lives and Wilson is too sick to continue. The conflicts start to rise here, and each character and the family as a whole have to deal with incoming obstacles. The story reaches its climax when the Jones move to the Hooverly camp and they get job at peach pickers. However, the working conditions is terrible. There's completely no treatment or insurance for worker. Working hours are long and wages are low. More importantly, the Jones find corrupt police officers and hostile local here. One of the police hits and kills Cassie, a good friend of Tom Jones he recently met. So, Tom Jones explodes and kills the police. The following actions comes when the Jones move to the cotton field where Tom Jones hides from the police. The family then shares a boxcar with Wainwright and keeps looking for jobs. Unfortunately, none of the jobs was suitable. So Tom decides to stay to accomplish Cassie's wishes to help migrant farmer Rose of Sharon gives birth to a stillborn baby and keeps going with the rest of the family member. Then the boxcar is overtaken by flood water, so the Jones flee. At this part, the climax is and the characters have different choices of solving the problems. The resolutions of the story is when the Jones reach a farm with a barn. They find a young boy and a dying father inside. Rose of Sharon gives the starving man her breast, saving his life, and the family feels strangely peace. Overall, I love this book, and I recommend The Grace of Graft as a must-read book. It is rich in literary worth by the way John Steinbeck structuring the story to create suspense, surprise, arousement, and falling of the reader emotions, especially in the climax, where Tom just kills the policeman and hides, as well as in the resolution where Rose of Sharon finds peace, saving a starving man. The book significantly depicts almost all awful reality during the times it was written, barely bringing the reader back to the times in America. And for sure, this book is a classic one, due to not just its high reputations all over the world, but also the limitless of controversies and discussions over the book during the day it was published until now. Thank you all for listening.